Hi everyone, how are you doing? It's happy Monday. Hope you're having a great Monday. And today, for those of you who don't know me, this is Hillary, the marketing mom. I'm a social media manager, digital marketing strategist, online business coach and trainer. And what I'm most proud of, as I tell people, is that I am a wife and mother of 2.5 kids. And we actually, it's like more like 2.7 or something like that. So for those of you who've been following me for the last 3 months, we are expecting our third child, who will be coming along anytime, in May, sometime around there. So things are getting a little hectic. You may see less of me, all right, because I am going to be trying to transition to a schedule now that I'll be able to maintain post-baby, all right? And that's one of the things that, although that's not my topic of conversation for today, it's one of the things that, why I like working with moms, and especially moms who work from home, moms in this period, is because a lot of the times we hear from mothers who their kids are like 5, 6, 7 or 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you're getting all of these tips about kids who are capable of doing things for themselves, but you're not hearing from a mom who's building the business and is carrying a child and has a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old and trying to do all of these things. So sometimes, I do drop in my mom tips there, especially to help moms who are young. And I don't mean young as an age, but they are young moms in that they've got young kids and they just can't seem to figure out, how am I going to do this until they're able to eat on their own or not spill all their food, because everything that we do around our kids takes time. Okay, and building your business online, even as a lot of people think, okay, building your business online is 100% easier than building an offline business. Wrong, false, it's a great myth. And one of the things inside of social media that's also a great myth is that social media is your business. Okay, now social media is an integral part of your business, and that's what I want to talk about today. Okay, so for many of you all, as a mom as well, I saw this brand rise and then literally fall. The brand Little Things, I believe it is. Can't even remember the name because I haven't been seeing a lot of their content online. And what I want to talk about today, especially for those who are trying to do things organically and not use paid traffic sources, okay? Now, this is where you're not thinking like a business person. I'm going to put that out there. Probably later this week, I'm going to share a couple of things about paid traffic that as a business person, you just need to take on, all right? Recently, we were driving to go and pick up the girls from preschool and daycare, and we saw this sign, my husband and I, we saw this big sign that's advertising for a billboard, and it's one of those electronic billboards, right? And I saw the price, and then I was like, that's kind of high. And then I recalculated it to what Facebook ads cost, and I was like, that's a good deal because of the location that it was at, the amount of traffic. Now, whether it's targeted traffic or not is totally different depending on your business, all right? But depending on what type of business you have there and the type of people will be driving at that point, maybe you have a chance of actually getting some sort of results from that type of marketing. Okay, it's not the same as digital marketing where we could actually count the clicks, count the click-throughs, count the leads, count the sales directly. But when I calculated the cost of that type of marketing, I said that's reasonable. Any business person should be able to calculate and make a decision depending on what their business is. And this is something that I found very strange with this brand. Last week, I found this article on, I believe it was Inc., I can't remember, but about this brand, the Little Things brand, and maybe you've seen them on Facebook last year a lot. But they actually shut down their business. And this to me is so strange. Their business shut down because of the changes in Facebook's algorithm. Now, here's the thing. If Facebook shuts you down, and we're not talking about, they banned your ad account, they banned your profile and all of that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, because Facebook made a business decision, now it affects your business and you weren't able to recover from that. That is what shut this company down. It shut the company down, all right? Now, they could still have their Facebook page, they could still have their followers, but that leads to a discussion about, were you using Facebook strategically? Were you using Facebook the way you were supposed to use Facebook? Because if you built up this amazing following and all of these organic following on Facebook, right, and then all of a sudden, because Facebook flips its algorithm on you and now nobody sees your post, you are now in a position where you have to close your doors. Now, unless you are a non-profit and you're not doing any sort of advertising, that's a bad business decision, okay? And it's unfortunate for this company, but we can learn from this lesson, all right? And definitely we can learn from it, because the same thing happened with a lot of people who were marketing on Google over 10 years ago, okay? Google changed their policies. Google made a business decision and it affected other people's business. And what did they do? They found the opportunities of where they could go, and they jumped on Facebook, they jumped on LinkedIn, they jumped on different channels, okay? Now, the reality is, this company, The Little Things, I believe is the name of the company. I'm going to say that over until I actually remember the name. But this company, they had to close their doors as a company because Facebook changed their algorithm. And what that tells me is that they didn't have the proper business decisions in place. And it's a warning to others who are just building organically, all right, or who are not taking on the business structure, all right? Now, as solopreneurs, if you're a mompreneur, you're an individual, you're a home-based owner, you may think that, okay, well, I advertise, but I don't advertise to the extent that a large company is going to advertise. The mere fact that you're advertising means that you are taking a business decision and a business step towards making sure that your audience sees you. Now, there are ways to improve that, there are ways to optimize that, but that is a business decision. A company that relies solely on organic strategies, on organic reach, they are going to be affected by companies like Facebook making decisions that, you know, we're not just going to show your stuff to everybody, regardless of the following. Now, some may say, well, that's not fair. You know what? In business, people make business decisions that change all the time. So 3 years ago, all right, one of the biggest strategies 3 years ago on Facebook that we were teaching our clients was that you've got to build your following. Build your following. But guess what? It wasn't to just have a following. It was to advertise to that following. So even though 3 years ago we were talking about building a following, all right, and running like campaigns to build that following, you were still advertising to build your following, and then you were advertising to that following. That was the purpose. So it wasn't to just build a following so that you can now have organic reach. Many people thought that what it meant was, if I build my following, then I don't have to pay for advertising to these people. At the end of the day, businesses advertise. That's the plain and simple truth. If you're in business and you're not advertising, what you're doing is gambling and hoping that people will refer you, people would like you, and people will do all of these things. As a business, you need to do all of that stuff. But you also have to put the money where your mouth is, okay? If you're in business, you advertise. Just like, you know, when I saw that billboard and I said, whoa, that's an expensive price. But then I was like, you know, for a business, when you calculate that, that is cheaper than actually Facebook ads when I calculated it per day, okay? When you think about the amount of airtime that you would get, it's a lot more economical. So a company may sit down and say, well, I would use this form of marketing versus this form of marketing. All of those are business decisions that you have to make. And speaking of business decisions, I want you to share with me this week. Drop it in the comments below. Say hi. And if you're watching this replay, put replay and then tell me what are your business goals. I have that as a post for today. But I want to know, what are your business decisions that you're going to be making this week? And think about that, because, you know, sometimes we forget about that on Mondays. It's really great to come back, touch base with what are we going to achieve this week. And often, because we're at the start of a new month, new trimester for me, start of the new month, you've got to have business goals, okay? What is your business goal for this month? And then what's your business goal for this week? What are some of those decisions that you're taking? Okay, it may be something as small as hiring a VA, or something as large as hiring a marketing agency, whatever the case may be. But you've got to know what those decisions are that you're making. Similar to how this company didn't seem to make accurate business decisions, and therefore they had to shut down. Now, I don't know, the nature of the company, what their structure is and all of that stuff. So, I mean, I can't really judge. But from a solopreneur, entrepreneur perspective, we know, even as individuals, that we've got to advertise for our individual businesses, whether that's consulting, whether that's being a wedding planner, or whatever it is that you're in individually. You've got to advertise that business, that entity. Okay, so if you're not advertising, then what you're basically doing is saying, I'm not in business, I really don't care, I'm just doing this for fun. All right, that's basically what you're saying. Okay, so I hope you got the message today. It's an unfortunate situation for one company that had a lot of great things to share. As a mom, I follow them personally as a mom, because they had a lot of lovely things to share about motherhood and all of these things. And it's unfortunate that they had to close down. But at the same time, there's a lesson in that. Facebook is not your business. Okay, you utilize Facebook the same way I utilize this phone to get a live out, the same way I utilize this pen to write notes. You utilize Facebook, but it's not your business. This pen is not my business. This phone is not my business. This computer is not my business. These are all tools that we use to bring our business to fruition. And if Facebook does something to change how you're going to do business, you've got to sit down and think about what it is you're going to do to counteract that. Have a great day. If you want to talk more social media with me, click on the link in the description of this video. It's hillarydefreitas.com/strategy. That's hillarydefreitas.com/strategy. You could set up a free 30-minute session with me. We could talk social media, talk business, and talk strategy as to how you're going to take the next 3 quarters. All right, because we're in the first quarter, wrapping up the first quarter. And if you haven't even started to kick off, I know some people, some of my friends and some of my colleagues, they're like, oh, it's mid-February and I haven't done anything yet. Trust me, I've been there. I know that, and I know exactly how to get you back on track. Okay, so have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow, 12:30 Trinidad time, AST GMT -4. Bye everybody.